Hello student, today my lecture topic on resolution limit and resolving power. In this lecture, basically we will discuss what is the meaning of resolution limit and resolving power, and also we will discuss the X-ray diffraction. First we will start what is the resolution limit and resolving. I have already written here the minimum angle subtended by a two nearly point objects. It means that here will be a 2-point object here. This one is the object 1, here will be the object 2. Here will be some optical instrument and two objects subtended at angle theta. Okay. R, the minimum distance between the 2-point object. Here also the distance, suppose that x or theta, both are minimum, like that, both are the minimum. Okay, which can be seen as separated through an optical instrument is called the limit of resolution of that optical instrument. It means that every optical instrument have some limit of resolution. Okay, fine. Suppose that our eye, we can see any object in a very clear manner far from around 10 kilometer, 20 kilometer and so on. But the same object we cannot see in clearly manner when this object is far from around 500 kilometers. Okay, it means that with the help of the binoscope, we can see that object from 500 kilometer. The limit of resolution of the binoscope is very good as compared to our eye. Okay, it means that every optical instrument have some limit of the resolution. Okay, here the minimum distance. Suppose that any optical instrument have some limit of the resolution in terms of the angle or in terms of the position. This instrument is unable to separate the clear picture of two objects. Okay. Another important point, the ability of an optical instrument to produce distantly separate images of two neighboring objects or spectral line very close to each other is called the resolving power. Here it means that the ability of the instrument, they can produce a image in a separately manner. Like that, suppose I want to see a two object far from a distance 500 kilometer, but because of the distance and the distance between two objects is very less, so our eyes cannot identify the two objects from this distance. But with the help of the binoscope, we will see the clear picture of this two objects because of the resolving power of the binoscope is more than from our eyes. It means that the resolving power is inversely proportional to limit of resolution. Okay, this is a very important relation between the resolving power and limit of resolution. Okay. All of you know that the rectangular aperture is like that, which I have already discussed in a single slit. Here B is the opening. The condition for diffraction is sin theta is equal to lambda upon a B. Now we will consider a circular aperture like that. Now the condition for diffraction is sin theta is equal to 1 upon a 2 to lambda upon a D, where D is the diameter of this circular aperture. Okay, and all of you know very well the the result of the circular aperture is more effective as compared to the result of rectangular aperture. And also the lenses are used in a many optical instrument in a shape of circular, and also the pupils of our eyes is also in a shape of circular, so that the circular aperture will be give the effect on our daily routine life. Okay. Now suppose we consider that here we will use a circular aperture and fall a monochromatic light here. Now we will see the spectrum is like that. Here everything is same, just like a rectangular aperture like that. Here what is different between? Only the values. This theta value is more than 1.22 is compared to this one. Now you can see that here will be a maximum, then minimum like that, like a rectangular aperture. Also we can see that here will be a, this one is a, here will be dark, another dark is like that here, and also they will be here. Now you will see that the center one is the more bright as compared to this one, and this one. Now intensity will be decreases continuously in this manner. Okay. Now suppose that we have a three condition like that. Suppose that here we have a three condition. Here is circular aperture, one condition like that, 1, 2 and 3. 1, just 3 circular aperture like that, and this circular aperture form a diffraction pattern here. Suppose that like that. These are the diffraction pattern which I plot here like that. Okay, here like that. Fine. Okay. Suppose that here this is diffraction pattern produced by a object A, and this diffraction produced by a object B in all figure like that. Here will be a like that and like that. It means that here will light is incident on here like that in a circular aperture, object 1, and this one is a object 2. Here will be a object B, and here will be a object A. Now same thing happening here like that is a object A, and here is object B. Now same thing here is object A, object B. Now you can see in this picture, you will see that here. Now first you will see that here in all the picture here, the distance between the two objects is, suppose it is x1, this one is the x2, this one is the x3. Now you will see that the x1 is more than x2 more than x3. You can see here. And also suppose that this angle theta, here will be a theta 1, this is a theta 2, this one is a theta 3. You will see that also the theta 1 is more than theta 2, theta 2 is more than theta 3. Here you will take like this condition, here we draw a picture like that. When the two object is much more far away, you will see the spectrum is, you can see the spectrum is very clear manner like that. Now in this case, you will see the resultant spectrum is like that. Here, now in this manner, the resultant pattern will look like a single peak. In this case, it means that here you will see that this condition is known as when the spectrum are looking like a very separately manner. Okay, this condition is known as resolved condition. Resolved condition. Now the spectrum in this condition is known as a just resolved condition. Just resolved condition, and also known as this condition is also known as a Rayleigh criterion. This is known as Rayleigh criterion. Okay, and this Rayleigh criterion is the condition for just resolve. And here you will see that when the angle is decreases furthermore from these values, and also distance also decreases, we will see that a single peak. We will not see a two spectrum. We will see only a single peak. Here, these two objects produce a single peak. It means that below this value we cannot resolve it, and this condition is known as a not resolved condition. Not resolved condition. And this condition above this condition is known as a completely resolved condition. Okay, here you can see here this condition is known as a resolved condition, and also this condition is known as a Rayleigh criterion condition. Okay, and with the help of the Rayleigh criterion, we will calculate the limit of the resolution of any instrument and also our eye. Okay, and question is that here will be a dip form at a point C. Suppose C at a point C is form a dip. Now question is that what will the intensity here? Here, what will the intensity here? Here the intensity is supported I dash. Okay, now we will calculate this intensity. Another important point here, which is very important point here, which I mentioned here. Here, this is a maximum of, suppose that theta A is the maximum of angle. This is a maximum of A. Maximum of A, and here the theta B is minima of B, and also here this is the angle of his theta A is maxima. Now in this condition, theta A maxima coincide with theta B minima, or theta B maxima means central maxima, is equal to theta A minima coincide here. You can see here, minima means first minima, maxima means central maxima from this figure. And also you can say here you can see that here theta A maxima, suppose here theta is very here from here, it means that theta A maxima more than theta B minima, or you can see here theta B maxima, theta A minima. Okay, now here you can see here that theta A maxima is very less than, you can see here, suppose that theta is here, now here theta is minima, maxima is very less than as compared to the minima of theta B minima. Now okay, and also the theta B maxima is more than theta A minima. Now these are the three conditions, you can written like that. Okay, now at a Rayleigh criterion condition, you will see that the one maxima coincide with other minima. Here maxima means central maxima and minima means first minima. Okay, now question is that what is the intensity at it? And also all of you know that here the value of the theta, here the value of the theta at this condition, the value of the theta, all of you know that, suppose that here the condition is here and this is the first minima, all of you know that the condition is sin theta is equal to 1.22 lambda by d. In circular aperture, the first minima you will come at 1.222 lambda by d, because here will the first minima of this, it means that the angle between this one is 1.22 lambda by d when theta is very small, like that. Here this is the minimum angle. Now this minimum angle will be decided the limit of the resolution of any instrument. Okay, with this angle we can calculate the limit of resolution for every instrument. Okay, here now the question is that what is the intensity at depth C? All of you know that intensity of A around I naught is sine square beta upon a beta square, and intensity of B is I naught sine square beta upon a beta square. And also you know that beta is equal to m pi, where m is equal to not 0, and it means that beta is equal to pi, you will get a first minima. Here we will consider the first minimum only. Now here it means that suppose that here will angle is 0. Now here will angle a pi, the first minimum here. Now the dip is around between of these two values. It means that this value is a pi by 2 here. Now the intensity, resultant intensity is equal to IA plus IB. You will write that I naught sine square beta is here pi by 2 divided by pi by 2 square. Now you can calculate this value is 8 pi square is a I naught. Now this value is around 0.8 I naught. In a percentage you can write that 80% I naught. It means that the intensity at a point C will be reduced by a 20% of this two intensity of A and B. Okay, now reduce around a 20% here. Here will be 100, here will be 20%, 20% is from 80%. Okay, now it's clear. This is a very important point in a just resolved condition. Now question is that what is the real power of our eye, or what is the resolution limit of our eyes? Here, suppose that pupils of our eyes diameter is around, D is around 2 mm. We can write that 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 meter. Also we can write it 2 into 10 to the power minus 1 in centimeter. And now the average wavelength of the white light, here we can write that average wavelength is equal to 6 into 10 to the power minus 5 in centimeter. Now all of you know that the just resolve condition, the value of the theta is equal to 1.22 lambda upon a. D is 1.22 into 10 to the power 6 into 10 to the power minus 5 divided by 2 into 10 to the power minus 1. Now you can calculate these values around 3.66 10 to the power minus 4 in radian, and also we can write there 0.0166 in a degree, and also we can write in a minute. It means that the limit of resolution of our eye is 1 minute. It means that suppose that here two objects, here A and B, and here our eye is here like that, and we will see there's two objects at some distance here. Now here they will make a theta less than 1 minute. We will not see this object at this distance. This distance suppose L. Now suppose that L is decreases at the same condition here. You will here. Now you will see that this angle will be more than 1 minute. Now from here you can see this object, but you will not see here these two objects. It means that what is the important here? Angle. What is the angle made by the two objects in our eyes? Okay. Now this angle is less than 1 minute, we will not see the object, and when the angle is more than 1 minute, we can see these two objects. This is the limit of resolution of our eyes, and this limit of the resolution we will calculate with the help of just resolving condition. We will be using this formula. Okay. Now, what is the resolving power of grating? Suppose that here will be a grating like that. Here will be a grating, and light is incident here, and here a screen like that. Now suppose that here a two spectrum like that here will be formed like that. Suppose that we have we have a source with a mixture of two wavelengths. One is the wavelength lambda, and lambda 2 is lambda plus d lambda. Here lambda 1 and lambda 2, when we incident on a grating, now we will see that spectrum of lambda 1 here. Now this is the angle of theta, and now this one is the angle of from here is known as a d theta. Now this spectrum is due to the lambda 1. This spectrum is come to due to lambda 2. Lambda 1 is a lambda, and lambda 2 is a lambda plus d lambda. Okay, fine. And also you can see that the principal maxima here is a theta. Here will be a theta plus d theta of this angle, and also this value is maxima for this one, and this value is same, the minima for this one. It means that this condition is a just resolve condition. Okay, when one maxima is other minima and other minima is other maxima, this condition is known as a just resolve condition, and also the Rayleigh criterion condition. Okay, now here the just resolve condition. Now, so what is the maxima for lambda 1? All of you know that the maximum for lambda 1 is a plus b sine theta is equal to, and lambda for lambda 2 a plus b sine theta plus d theta, and lambda plus lambda d lambda, because all of you know that lambda 2 is the value of this one here, and the maxima of lambda 2 is here as at this angle. So we can write that the maxima for lambda 2. Now question is that suppose that now minima, these two values is the maxima. Now what is the minima of lambda 1? A plus n a plus b sine, the minima of lambda 1 is here, the same values. Theta plus g theta is equal to p lambda. We can write that a plus b sine theta plus g theta upon a p upon n lambda, and all of you know that now p by n is not equal to n, because is this condition you will get the maxima. Now it means that p is equal to nth order n plus minus 1. Now p is equal to, like that, here we will see that the forward direction, not the backward direction, we will consider only a n plus 1, like that. Now we will write that a plus b sine theta plus g theta is equal to n plus 1 n into lambda. Now you can see that here the maxima of the lambda 2 and minima of the lambda 1 is both are the same, both are the coincide at the same values. Now from equation, suppose equation 1 is equation 2, now is equation 3, now equation 2 and 3. Now from equation 2 and 3, now we will see that here both values are same, this one is the same, so we can write that n lambda plus d lambda, here light n plus 1 divided by n lambda. Here now we can write that n lambda plus n d lambda is equal to n plus lambda divided by lambda by n, like that. And also we will divide these values, you will get that the result is 1 plus d lambda upon a lambda is equal to, this is cancel out, you will get that 1 plus here 1 upon a n, and like that it will cancel out. Now the d lambda upon a lambda is 1 upon a n lambda. We can write that lambda upon a d lambda is equal to n lambda. It is known as the Rayleigh power of the grating, when n is the order, small n is the order and capital is the number of the seat, or we can say that number of the lines in a grating. Now the definition of the Rayleigh power of the grating is the ratio of wavelength to difference between the wavelength. Here, and also we can write the Rayleigh power of the grating in another form, like that. Here all of you know that the maxima is a plus b sine theta is equal to n lambda, where n is, we can write that a plus b sine theta divided by lambda. Now putting the value here, you will get d lambda is equal to n a plus b sine theta divided by lambda divided by here, lambda. Okay, here is lambda. It is another form of Rayleigh power of the grating in the term of lambda, and it will identify like that. Okay, fine. Now we will discuss the X-ray diffraction. What is the X-ray diffraction? Now, X-ray diffraction, here we will discuss the X-ray diffraction. What is X-ray diffraction? All of you know that the wavelength of the X-ray is order of 1 angstrom. Wavelength of the X-ray is order of 1 angstrom, and the wavelength of the visible light is order of 3800 angstrom to 7800 angstrom. Now this is the basically the wavelength of the X-ray is very, very small as compared to the visible light. So all of you know that the diffraction pattern can be observed when the size of the aperture is the order of the wavelength. Now here you will see that here, suppose that here we have a optical grating here like that. And all of you know that we have already discussed the spectrum of the visible light when we will use in a optical grating. Suppose that when this visible light now replaced by the X-ray like that, here will be a X-ray incident on any optical grating. What will happen? It will happen that the condition for diffraction is sin theta is equal to n lambda. Suppose A plus B is the grating element of this grating. Here lambda is very small. Because of that, what will happen? Theta will be very small. It means that we are unable to measure this diffraction on a screen. Okay? Because theta is very small. But in the case of the visible light, we can easily observe because lambda is very high as compared to this axis. Now the question is that suppose I want to observe on an optical grating, what we will do? We will reduce the value of A plus B. When we reduce the value of A plus B, when we will see the diffraction pattern of the X-ray by the optical grating. But it is impossible to draw a final line on an artificial grating. So that we will not see any diffraction of the X-ray in a optical grating. Okay. So where we will use the X-ray diffraction? The question is that. Now X-ray diffraction basically we will use to find the structure of the atom and molecule. Because the structure of the atom and molecule is the order of wavelength. We will not use the visible light. Suppose all of you know that atoms are arranged in a crystal in a periodic manner. Like that, here the atom is arranged in a crystal in a periodic manner. Like that, here. Like a plane. Okay. When an X-ray is incident on the here like that, here we will see that the scattering from this plane like that. And also all of you know that suppose that the distance between two planes is a d is the interplanar spacing between the two planes. Okay, now here we see that the scattering from the X-ray like that, and we will see that the spectrum here. Now suppose that here will be angle of theta. It means that this angle will be a 2 theta. Now we will calculate the path difference. All of you know that this path here, this ray 1 and ray 2. Now you can see a very easy manner. Ray 1 will be travel a longer path as compared to the ray 2. So now the condition to calculate the path difference, you will draw a perpendicular from shorter path to longer path. Now if we will draw here like this, suppose this point is A, this one is a B, C, and also we will draw here, this is a perpendicular like that, this one is the D. Now here all of you know that this distance is given, AC is equal to D, this angle is a theta, and this is angle also a theta. Now value of this one is D sin theta, and this value is also a D sin D theta. It means that this is the value of BC, this is value of CD. Now the path difference is equal to BC plus CD. We can write that 2D sin theta. When the 2D sin theta is equal to n lambda, you will get the constructive interference or bright fringes, and this condition is known as Bragg condition. This condition is known as Bragg's condition. Bragg condition. and you will give the spectrum at this condition, and other values you will not get the any spectrum of X-ray. Okay. And another important point here, the value of the sin theta is always equal to less than 1. So we can write that here n lambda by 2d is always less than 1, and n lambda is equal to is 2d for the first order, n is equal to 1, lambda is less than 2d. Here you will see that the wavelength of the source should be less than of 2d, and d is order of angstrom, like 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, because atoms are arranged in this manner. So that X-ray is suitable for that range, but visible light is not suitable, because visible light have a more wavelength. So that we will not use the visible light in case of finding the structure of atom and molecules. But in the case of optical getting, we will use the visible light, but we want to know the structure of the atom, so we will use the X-ray, not visible light. Okay, I will stop here. Thank you.